All right, so cool. Let's get to it. And the reason why I got the board here is just because of the video and all this stuff. So it's going to be pretty, what do you call it, cozy. All right, so one, right? How to build your credit to 100K, right? And then bonus. Right, how to turn credit into cash. All right. So let me just zoom this in real quick, coming a little closer. So tonight's show, our first segment is going to be about how to build your credit portfolio to $100,000, and then we have a bonus for you guys is how to change your credit into cash. We're going to give you guys 2 techniques to use. Okay. So how to build your credit portfolio to $100,000 with no credit, or if you do have credit, right? So number one, anytime you build credit, you do not want to use your personal credit social number, right? So your social security number, you do not want to use it. What you want to do, right, is partner with companies that require no credit check, right? You want to partner with companies that require no credit check. I'm going to give you guys some companies to work with. Number one is a company called Credit Strong. All right, they allow you to do 2 accounts, right? And that's creditstrong.com, by the way. Sorry about that. So number one is go to creditstrong.com. They allow you to open up 2 accounts with them, right? They have one program for $10,000, right? And these are installment accounts, and they also have another account for $18,000. Right? So if you're a person who already have great credit by doing the fundamentals, this is a great company to partner with to help you guys, leverage your credit even more, because you want to take on more lines of credit, not use a line of credit, but you want to take on more lines of credit, because as we teach in our last video, that you guys want to partner with companies with no credit, pull or check, to continue building out your credit portfolio. So that's number one. So creditstrong.com, right? You want to partner with them. They allow you to open up 2 accounts with no credit check at all for $10,000, and the other one is $18,000. Please go into the website, view the information, and understand what it takes for you to partner with them. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there's a company called Rent Reporters. Right? If you never used this company before, use them. They backdate your payment history with your landlord, right, for 2 years. So the average person rent is like $1,000, which is probably like unheard of in a lot of places. But if you just times that by 24, that's 24,000 that they will backdate and add to your credit report. I'm in New York, so a lot of apartments out here average is $2,000 for the year. So you just do 12 by that, and that's what, 24,000, right? If you're in New York or any of the top states and cities. If you do that for 2 years, that's 4,800, right? $48,000. That's going to backdate onto your credit report. That's number one. Okay. So Credit Strong is one company. RentReporters.com is another company, right? So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you partner with these companies to get your credit on point. I'm just going to erase this real quick so I have some more space on the board. Right? All right, so another company that you guys want to partner with is Jasper, right? Jasper.com. No credit check. Another company you guys want to partner with is TOMO.com. Another company you guys want to partner with is New Coast Direct. federal.com. That's about $5,000 there. This one here, I think is, I believe, like $8,500 to $10,000 here, right? Jasper, I believe that's like $500 to $1,000 there. Another company you guys want to partner with is Navy Federal. All right, NavyFederal.com. Now, I know a lot of people who talked about NavyFederal.com and all this extra stuff was talking about if you don't have a person that's in the Navy or that serve, how do you guys go about partnering with them to, let me see if that works. Who do you partner with to actually get get involved with them on the Navy Federal side? Hope you guys can see that. All right, so what you guys want to do and make sure that you do is that if you guys have grandparents that serve or a friend and family member, or first cousins who parents serve, you guys want to get their name and number as great grandparents, what the case may be, and just put them down. Or if you say, hey, my grandparents served, but I don't know his full information, that'll help you get into the Navy Federal part as well. Okay, so these are some companies you guys want to use as well. So we had we got Credit Strong, right? If you guys didn't see that one, it's creditstrong.com. We had Rent Reporter, right? Rentreporters.com, right? We also have Tumo, right? .com. You guys want to partner with these companies here, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about some secure cards that you guys want to partner with too. But in most cases, for the first, way of building your credit and portfolio up to $100,000, you want to deal with these companies first, because not only do they work, not only they don't require any credit check, they actually report as well to the credit bureaus, right? Which is very important. And all these companies here are actually on my credit report as well, because we tested them out. We made sure they work before we actually recommended it to you guys, right? And nonetheless, we're showing you what actually worked for us. If you guys go to the Facebook page, which is the Josh Harkness live show on Facebook or YouTube, I uploaded all the documents or companies that actually posted on my credit report. Excuse me. All right, cool. So I hope you guys got these companies down. Let's move forward. Now, everyone is saying like, okay, Josh, I got these companies. How is this gonna help me? How can I turn this credit line into cash, or how can I use it? This is a lot of people question. So those companies there, if you notice it, we had a $48,000 line of credit. We had a $24,000 line of credit with the rent reporting company, right? We also had another $5,000 with New Coast, right? We also had another $10,000 with Tumo, right? We had Jasper, right? We also had Credit Strong, right? Credit Strong got us $10,000, right? Plus another $18,000 on the second program that they have, right? Jasper was about $1,000, right? So you just take that. That's 48. Well, let's round it to 50. That's 6, 7, right? 75. That's 85, 95. This company here. Oh, where now? Let's make sure we add it up. So that's $85,000 right there, guys. Plus the 10,000 with Credit Strong, right? That's 95,000, right? Then we give you guys the $18,000 company to partner with, which is Credit Strong, which is their second program, right? That puts it at a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 9, 10, 1. That's 11. That's $113,000 worth of new lines of credit, right? With no credit check, right? Now, a lot of people that I know would not give you this information, because not only I'm telling you what to do, I'm also giving you the websites to go to partner with these companies to actually allow you to partner with them. So let's read it off. Use rentreporters.com. You can use rentalcommerce.com. You can use Tumo, which is TOMO, right? You can use Credit Strong. You can use growcredit.com. You can use Jasper, right? You can also use newcoastdirect.com. Also Navy Federal. These companies you partner with, no credit check needed, right? And they'll get you up to $113,000 attached to your credit portfolio within a matter of 30 days. That's what happened for us. We started in March. We got it slapped on there, right? Boom. So now, everyone, with this technique, just keep in mind that you should clean your credit first, then build your credit. If you guys haven't watched the show from yesterday, I showed you guys in detail our new strategy going into 2021 on how to effectively clean your credit report. And I'm not talking about the regular way. I'm not talking about the generic way that everyone teach. I'm talking about some real deal information, right? So yesterday video, check out how to clean your credit report. Today we're talking about how to build your credit portfolio up to $100,000 plus. So I just showed you how to build it with these companies, and I got you up to $113,000. So I'm going to talk about these companies once again. The first company that we dealt with is creditstrong.com. The second company was jasper.com. The other company we dealt with is Tumo, TOMO.com. The other company we dealt with is newcoastdirect.com. The other two companies that we worked with was rentreporters.com. The other one was rentalkarma.com. Okay, so you want to partner with these companies because, one, in order to build your credit, you don't want to use your credit because it's a double-edged sword with some of these companies. So you want to use companies that require no credit check. It's very important. So all these companies require no credit check. They report to the credit bureau and it'll give you lines of credit. Okay, so use these companies here. Now move it along. Stay with me. Now everyone say, okay, Josh, I got these lines of credit. Some of them are installments, some of them are revolving, blah, 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 blah. So what's the gameplay? So all your lines of credit, right, make sure you use 0% up to 9%. All right, this is called high impact, right? If you keep your credit utilization on your credit cards from 0 to 9%, this will help you increase your score. That's number one, and keep your credit utilization in a strong place. Now, just so happen, let's say if you use 30%, 40%, 50%, obviously just be responsible and pay the bill off and get back to 0 to 9% on your credit cards. That's number one. Okay. Number two, right? Number two, once you use this $113,000 lines of credit attached to your credit portfolio, right? Attached to your credit, I'm going to abbreviate to your credit portfolio, right? So now your credit portfolio got $113,000 attached to it. What do you do now? One, I teach this before. So A, B, C. What happens when you get your credit score to a 680, a 700, 720, or 750? This is what happens because one, now you have new lines of credit attached to your portfolio, which you didn't have right before, or you did have some type of credit, but now you're going to get your credit score. Let me just make sure here. So your credit score, you need to get here, because now if you get to these scores, these are key scores, right? Key credit scores that you guys want to get to, right? The reason why you want to get to this, because now you're lendable, right? I want you guys to remember this word, lendable. Before, sorry, let me move this out of the way. You guys can't see it. Sorry about that. Now, before, you guys probably didn't, a lot of people fix your credit and things like this, or try to build your credit, but they don't talk about like the key fundamentals of like what's the reason for doing all this. Is so that when you go to the bank, or if you're doing, trying to get a home or something like that, like I said, clean your credit, build your credit portfolio up to $100,000. Right, so now that you're lendable, because the bank is going to give you $250,000. The reason why they look at those car loans, and the reason why they take a look at like student loans and medical bills and certain things like that, even though they're debt, they're still considered lines of credit. right? So that a lot of people don't know that even though your student loans look crazy, they still look, you know, as lines of credit. So now when you go forward and you build out your credit portfolio, how we just showed you by attaching $113,000 to your credit portfolio, now they're gonna say, okay, this person, okay, they have debt, but they also have relationships. They also have a low credit utilization where they're managing their debt, you know, the right way. So where, you know, the lender feels comfortable lending to you. So like I said, once your credit score get here, and on top of that, your credit portfolio get built out to $113,000. Now you guys can actually become lendable. Obviously, there's, you know, 4 other components, right? Credit utilization, the length of credit, the credit history, the amount of line of credit, right? Things like this, you guys still need to know the rules to that, which we'll talk about. But for right now, these are like the key fundamentals, right? So keep your credit utilization to 0 to 9%. 2, build out your credit portfolio to $113,000, what we just showed you. Get your credit score to a 680, 700, 720, 750. And now these are the key credit scores that's going to help you become lendable when you guys go out and get these major credit cards. Now let's give you another game. Now when you get these scores and you call the credit company to get, you know, or you go to the bank and you want to get a line of credit. With, let's say when you're talking to, you know, Amex. Let's say when you're talking to Capital One. Let's say when you're talking to, what's another company? Chase, right? Chase is a big company. When you get this credit score, the conversation between the bank and you is totally different. The reason why it's totally different because now you're in a position of power. Before, a lot of people get credit and they're desperate. A lot of people try to get credit when they're desperate. So one, the bank or the lender is not going to do business with you because you probably already ran your credit multiple times trying to get a credit card, which is not the thing to do. If you guys go to the past video, we tell you that you should only have 2 inquiries for the year. That's 1. You should only run your credit about 2 times for the year. That's 2. And then number 3, no banks want to see all this kind of activity on your credit, especially when they're trying to give you a line of credit for 3 months to 6 months. They don't want to see that. So no lender wants to see you taking money out or trying to get lines of credit between 3 months to 6 months, and you actually trying to do business with them. They don't like seeing that. You know, to them that's a red flag. All right. So moving along. So now, once your credit score gets to a 680, 700, 720, 750, you go to the bank. Now you go to Amex, you go to Capital One, you go to Chase. Now the conversation between you and the bank and you is totally different because this is what happens. Now you can go to the table and negotiate. I want 0 interest. On top of that, I want 18 months or plus to pay back the bill. I don't want to pay back the bill immediately. That's number 1, right? Also, I want to make sure you guys do a balance transfer, right? Meaning, if I have a line of credit, you know, for let's say $100,000, right, or even let's say $20,000, who cares? I want to be able to have access to this line of credit in physical cash. So any bank that you deal with, especially when it comes down to like lines of credit for the card that you have, you want to make sure that you can do a balance transfer where you can cash out that credit amount, right? So if it's $100,000, at least I can cash out maybe 80% of whatever it is, and now I can put that in my pocket to do whatever venture or to not capitalize, but to help start any venture that I'm looking to get into. Number C, not number 3, but C, right? The next thing that you guys want to focus on is authorized users, right? How many authorized users can that credit card take? On average, you want to have anywhere from 5 to 10 spots that can go on your credit as authorized users. Now, this is going to bring us into wealth building for individuals and wealth building for families, because the authorized user for your credit card, make sure you get up to 5 to 10 spots on that credit card, because when you're wealth building with your family, you want to be able to leverage your credit or have them leverage your credit in a circle where you guys can all jump on each other um, credit portfolio, not credit portfolio, sorry, credit cards as authorized user, and ultimately this will help you guys build really, really fast. This is a very aggressive way of thinking, or in a creative way of thinking, but it really works. All right, move it along. Hope you guys got that, because everything I talk about is going to land us into the next conversation. So let me rehash it real quick. Let me just recap. So number one, we just showed you how to, right? We just showed you guys how to get your credit portfolio built out with 100K. We just showed you that. Number two, we just talked about 0 to 9% usage, right? Credit card usage, that's one. Number three, we talked about what do you do what do you do with turning credit into cash. I'm gonna recap. So how do you take this 113,000 new lines of credit? Make sure I put that right. New lines of credit attached to your credit portfolio. How do you take this, right? How do you manage it? You keep your usage between 0 and 9%. Now, how do you take that credit and turn it to cash? This is what happens. Like I said, A, B, C. You go to the bank. You want to make sure you get a 0% card, right? Nonetheless, you want to make sure you get up to 18 or even 24 months non-payment, right? So I mean, you take the money out, there's non-payment, right? Because now you have a strong credit score. Where should your credit score be at this point? 680, 720, right? 750. This is where your credit score need to be. Even a 700 can get you here too, right? Letter B, you want to make sure that you guys have a balance transfer, right? So before you get any line of credit with any company or any credit card, you want to make sure that they do a balance transfer, right? C, you want to make sure that that credit card has authorized user slots, right? From 5 to 10, which is very important, because now these strategies and these these very direct, detailed things that I'm telling you guys is going to help you guys go on to the next part, which is wealth building for yourself, for your family, and for your business. All right, let's get to it. Hold on, let me find the top. My top slid back. All right, so I hope you guys got this. So we just recap real quick. Now we're going to go forward and then talk about the wealth building parts of this. All right, so cool. If you guys are just joining, this is the Josh Harkness live show. We're showing you guys how to build your credit portfolio. Nonetheless, we also talk about how to wealth build properly between yourself, your family, right? And also we can talk about advanced business strategies to help you guys not only take your business from zero, but take it to the point where you guys are being profitable. Your business structure is set up to be profitable, right? And nonetheless, how to take your profits and put it into two producing asset classes, okay? All right, let's get to it. All right, so the other part, let me change the topic right now so you guys can make sure we're all on the same page. So we just talked about credit building, all that stuff, how to get credit, no credit check, all that stuff. So now we're going to talk about, right, now we're talking about wealth building for yourself, family, and business. Okay, now these aren't generic way of thinking. This is creative, one, but it's also practical. Even though as much as creative it is actually practical. Because and most times when anyone goes into business, they're doing business with their family. Number one, and if you're like me who has family and we're kind of like all doing our own little thing, but at some point we all come back around for a circle and we do certain things with each other, right? This is how it works, honestly speaking. Now, we showed you how to build out your credit portfolio. That's number one, which is very important. But now, this is how we should do it. So if you're building both by yourself, I'm going to show you that first because now we're just going to show you how to do it individually and then we're going to show you how to duplicate it with your family. So if you're doing it by yourself, the first thing you should do is get an LLC. That's number one. Number two, fix and build your credit and your business credit, right? Now for your LLC, you should build out your LLC and make sure that your company is in compliance. What do I mean by that? Number one, make sure that your LLC, right, gets a DUNS number. Not an EIN number. Make sure you get an EIN number, but make sure you get a DUNS number. Right? That's number one. Number two, you should make sure that your company is in business compliance. Right? Which is very important. A lot of people don't talk about this. Make sure your company get into business compliance. There's a I think there's a 15 there's 15 steps to get your company in business compliance, right? There's 15 steps. If you guys do not know what that is, please shoot me a text message at 718-500-8705, or you guys can send a live comment below and say, hey Josh, can you send me the business compliant checklist? And I'll send that to you for absolutely free. All right, moving along. So one, you want to get a DUNS number. Number two, you want to make sure your business is in compliance. That's a 15-step process. Number three, you want to go through the 5-tier process, right? There's a 5-tier process of building your business credit. I'm gonna put building business credit. So BBC. There's a 5-tier process to building business credit, right? So it goes from vendor's credit, right? Revolving credit, installment credit, right? You can do a business secure line of credit, right? Store cards, let me put business store card. Make sure it's business store cards, right? Business store cards, gas cards, right? Department store cards, right? These are all the means of helping you build business credit, number one. So when I talk about vendor credit, we're talking about your net 30s, right? 60s and 120. You even got 7 and 15 net 7 and net 15s as well, right? These are all different terminology, but it's very simple. The same way that you will build your personal credit by getting new lines of credit cards and no credit check lines of credit, is the same way that you would do it in the business world, but just everything is going to be used under your EIN number, not your social. Okay, so now for your business, you want to make sure that you get these lines of credit and make sure that these lines of credit report back to your DUNS number, right? And another company that you guys want to make sure that you partner with is called nav.com, right? So you're Dun & Bradstreet, make sure you get the number, that's number one, and set up an account with them, and that's for free, right? Nav is for free. Make sure you go to these two places and set up that account, okay? And then when you partner with these companies by doing vintage credit, revolving credit, installment, store cards, right? Your gas card, your business department stores, and all this stuff, you want to make sure that you spend anywhere from $10 up to $100, even $200, even $2,000. Doesn't matter. Your main goal, just like anything in credit, is to create the transaction. Create the transaction, and then make sure that this transaction is recorded, right? Make sure it's recorded to Duns, to your Duns account and to your NAV account. Okay. Make sure all your business transactions with these particular types of company get reported over to NAV and to Dun and Bradstreet. Okay. Now there's two other companies that we want to talk about, which is Experian Business, right, and Equal Facts Business. You want to make sure that you get these accounts too, right? So if you haven't got these accounts, make sure you get them as well. All right, move it along. So I know there's a lot of information. Like I tell you guys, once we get started, we going. So now we showed you fix. So number one, you want to get an LLC. Make sure you get a DUNS number. Get a nav.com account. Make sure your business is in compliance, or get it in compliance, and that's a 15-step process, right? Number three, you want to make sure that you start your 5-tier process for building business credit, right? Now we gave you an example. You want to get vendors credit, you want to get revolving accounts, you want to get installment accounts, you want to get a business secure card, right? You want to get a business store card, you want to get gas cards, you also want to get department cards, right? And all this, you're only going to use your EIN number, not your social. A lot of companies are going to say, hey, do you, you're going to need to be a personal guarantor. Anytime they talk about being a personal guarantor versus you using just your EIN number or your DUNS number, do not do business with them. If they say, oh, they need your social in order to give you a line of credit, do not do it. Do not use your social security number at any point. Now, if you want to, you can. That's why we showed you in the first step is how to build your credit portfolio a strong way to get yourself to a 680, 700, 720, 750, right? So if you do have to use it, your score is on point and you will get a line of credit very easily. But I'm trying to show you guys, build your credit portfolio out personally, make it very strong, and do not use it for business, right? Because business and personal are two different things, and it should not be commingled. Do not commingle your personal credit social security number with your business. Do not do it. If you do it, make sure like you probably use it twice, and that's it. Don't go crazy with it. All right. So number three, now we understand how to build out our business, right, individually. So now you build out your personal credit score. Now you build out your business. So like I said, if you're an entrepreneur, get an LLC. If you already have an LLC, build out your LLC the proper way. Just don't get an EIN number and then start taking clients. You can do it and make money, not a problem, but a real business owner understand how to leverage your EIN number, and this is how you do it. All right? They don't teach this in school. They don't teach this in a lot of different places, because if a lot of people knew this, like these Fortune 500 companies, then we'll be in competition with them to some degree, right? Which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, no one's, if someone know how to, do something, they're not going to be so willing to just teach everybody, like, how to do certain things. Or you have to really search for this information and be aggressive about, trial and error, because there's a lot of trial and error with this information, and a lot of people, you just can't trust everyone's process, right? So this is something that we actually did, and these are some things that we're actually, in process of currently doing ourselves, right? I'm not rich, I'm not lit, but I'm in a process just like everybody else to, get my shit together. And I want to share some good content with you guys and give you guys some encouragement to go out and do it. If you guys need assistance with building your credit portfolio the right way, right? If you guys need any assistance with getting your company in compliance, right? And building out your business portfolio, we do all this stuff for free, right? A lot of people charge thousands and tens and twenties and thousands of dollars for this information. We're giving it away for free. So check us out on YouTube, and also check us out on Facebook at the Josh Harkness Live Show. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the third part of our show, which is wealth building for not just ourselves, but also with our family. Let's get into it. So I showed you how to build your credit portfolio individually. I showed you how to get your LLC going and build up your LLC as an individual. Now let's say if you're a family, right? This is where it gets juicy. And let's say a lot of our friends we consider family members as well, right? So now let's talk about it. How to build wealth as a family, right? As well well, that's too much damn words, right? Let me keep it simple. Right, so how to build wealth as a family and with like-minded business partners. Okay, so if you have a family, right, I'm going to show you guys how to build wealth as a family. If you don't have that much family, but you have other close friends and you have other like-minded entrepreneurs and you guys are all working together, or you guys want to do it individually and then bring what you guys have accumulated together to do certain deals and things like that, I'm going to show you a great structure on how to do that, right? Effectively, right? These are some very advanced but also practical things that you guys can do. I'm going to show it to you step by step. So get a pen and get a pad, because we're going to show you guys how to wealth build with your family, and we're going to show you guys how to wealth build with business partners and like-minded individual that you guys have in your circle, right? So I want you guys to think of this. I don't care what kind of company you start. I don't care about what affiliate company you guys are with. I don't care if you guys start a t-shirt business. I don't care whatever type of business it is that you get into, you need to get an LLC. So once again, it starts with an LLC, right? Wealth building starts with an LLC. Second, it also starts with a personal credit, right? So now your personal credit needs to be at a 680, 700, 720, 750. Now, a lot of people say, okay, Josh, why do my score have to be these particular things? Because these are key credit scores to become lendable, right? In the sorry guys, excuse my language, in the bank eyes. Okay, these are key credit scores to become lendable in the bank eyes, right? So without these scores, right, the bank is not going to be looking at you. They like, I'm not doing no business with you. Your credit score is not even on point. Your portfolio is not even on point, right? Now, number one, like I said before, your LLC needs to be built out properly. I didn't say go get customers. I didn't say go market them. I didn't say go get invoices and all this stuff. I didn't say do any of that yet. What I said was is get your company built out properly, right? What does that look like once again? Number one, your business should have a DUNS number, right? You should have a NAV account. You should have an Equifax business account. You should have an Experian, right? Experian business account. Your company should be business and business compliance, meaning that it's built out properly, right? Start building your company credit with vendor credit, plus, right? Store cards, gift cards, gas cards, all this stuff, right? Last but not least, make sure you report all business transactions, right? Some of these companies also report all your business receipts to Experian, to Equifax Business, to NAV, and also to Dun & Bradstreet. And this is how you get a Paydex score in a business, small, I forgot the name of it, but these are how you build your Paydex score, right? And nonetheless, it's not just about your Paydex score, neither, right? It's about your, I forgot the name of it, but it's like your business intellectual score, something like that, right? So your Paydex score needs to get built out, as well as your business, like, I'll get the name of it exactly. Sorry about that, but you pay that score and your score with the business experience, Equifax Business, nav.com, and Dun & Bradstreet. By reporting all your transactions and things like this, they're going to allow you to build a business credit score within 30 days. That's another thing, right? 30 days. So in all actuality, if you do this, like I said before, you want to get 15 to 20 business lines of credit reporting, right, to these companies to help you build out a Paydex score. Okay? Now, before I printed out a chart so you guys can know like what the Paydex scores look like on the business side, but you guys know what it looks like on a personal side, right? So same thing, if I want to get to a, let's say like a 700 or 750 or 720 personal credit, just take these numbers. It's the same concept when you're doing business credit, right? So in business credit, they do the same thing. Sometimes it's by letters or like a 2-digit number. So you're trying to get like a 90 Paydex score. This is a very high score. So it's almost like having a 700 or 750, right? So these are key things that you guys want to remember when you guys are building wealth with your family. Number one is to get an LLC, right? And you guys want to build out that LLC properly by building business lines of credit. And like I said, I'm not talking about getting customers and all this stuff. I'm not saying that. The first thing you want to do is build out your company properly by getting a DUNS number, getting a NAV account, getting an Experian business account, getting an Equifax business account, right? Getting your company in compliance, right? Building out your Net 20 account to make sure that they report properly to those companies before, because the same rule applied between building your personal credit is the same rule that apply when you're building your business credit. The more transactions you have and the bill is paid on time, you will be able to build a Paydex score. Okay? Now, moving along. All right? I hope you guys are enjoying this content. If you guys are with me, you know, give me some feedback. There's some juicy information. Give me some feedback. All right? Moving along. Now, let me just erase this because we're going to get nasty with it. We're going to get into some numbers. Now, I told you guys, this is about $500,000 worth of information I'm giving you guys tonight, so I don't want you to feel like I'm just saying that for a title, because anything I spit out, you know, you guys know that is 100. So this is what happens. When you're doing business as an individual, or if you're doing business as a family, or you're doing business with partners, this is how you should structure yourself and protect your wealth. All right? I just showed you how to build credit for your LLC. I didn't even talk about getting customers yet. So if you guys caught that, your whole structure is already profitable, right? Your whole structure that we just talked about is already profitable. Now let's get into the fourth part. Excuse me. So let's talk about the fourth part, right? So now we're talking about wealth building with partners. We're talking about wealth building with families, and we're talking about wealth building as an individual, right? This is the structure that you guys want to follow. This is the structure that's going to help you guys create protection amongst each other, right? So once you start building wealth for yourself, you start building wealth for your family, you start building wealth with your partners and like-minded entrepreneurs, right? This is what is going to happen. Now, for your family and individuals, you guys want to do a trust, right? You guys want to do a trust. Now, in this trust, right, I like to call this like legacy building. If you guys can see this, I hope you guys can see this. Let me just tilt this back a little bit. So you guys want to get a trust. Now, in this trust, you guys going to have key people who are going to be able to run and operate and benefit from this trust. Whoever the name is, you put the name in there, right? Whoever these people are, right? Put them in there. They're going to have, a full disclosure on who they are. They're going to be operating as a number, right? Do not put any names of these people. Me, you, or not say me and you, but if I own this trust and I put it together, I know who those people are. Cool, but I'm going to use numbers and not names. But my attorney is going to know who this number is allocated to. Okay, I hope you guys caught that. So we're creating a very, disclosed trust because we're trying to protect our wealth. Okay, number 2. And the reason why I'm able to give you guys this information because I spent thousands of dollars to get the information. So number 1, you guys want to get a trust, right? And then you add all your, family members or partners to the trust, right? Number 2, now you want to structure your LLCs the way that we talked about. So not only do you want one LLC, you guys want to duplicate this process up to, how many people is in your trust. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for me. You guys just put like anyone that you love, anyone that you're doing business with, any of your partners. Obviously, I only do business with people that I love, or I deal with, I'm protecting people that I actually care about in the long run. So that's why they're gonna go into my business and they don't even know it, right? Right. So that's 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now these LLCs, right, are all gonna go into the trust, right? Now this is very important. So not only do we have liability, right, protection, we also have the trust protection, right? And we're not even talking about getting customers. We're not even talking about what industry we're in. We're not even talking about none of that stuff yet. We're just talking about structuring our wealth properly. We'll get into customers. We'll get into product. We'll get into private labeling. We'll get into licensing. We'll get into all that stuff. But if you guys don't have the fundamentals, you guys will never be where you need to be. Period. I don't give a fuck who's teaching you. I don't care who's telling you what. If you don't have the structure, it ain't going nowhere. Now you'll make some money. Don't get it twisted. You'll have a different way of thinking, but you have to build your portfolio. One, you have to build your protection, because it's not about making the money, it's about keeping it. The reason why rich people get rich, because they understand these fundamental protection strategies, these advanced business strategies. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get to it. We got a trust. We added to keep people to the trust. We did not use names. We used numbers. Make sure you get partner with a person who actually understand how to open up a trust, normally attorneys and things like that, a trust attorney. Number 2, whoever is in that trust, right, between me and you, we want to make sure that we have LLCs with them attached to it. Now this LLC can have either one person or you can have all 5 people. Who cares? Who cares? No one's looking at you guys building wealth. It doesn't work like that. So now we got 5 people attached to this LLC, 5 people that we work with, or family members attached to this LLC, 5 people here. Right? Now what happens? We're gonna build the same way we build our individual credit, right? So back to number 3. All right, number 3. We're gonna do the same thing. So for these 5 people who's our friends, our family members, or our partners, we're going to build, right, personal credit the same way we did it as individuals, right? So once again, we're going to do the same thing we just followed, right? We're going to build each person credit portfolio up to $100,000 with no credit check needed. Very important. You have to use a strategy, because if you're building credit and using credit, it's a double-edged sword. You do not try to build credit by using your credit. That don't make no sense. Build your credit with companies that don't allow no credit check. I just gave you a list of them. I gave you over $113,000. If you're just logging on to our live show, make sure you guys will wind back and go to the companies that we recommended to get you up to $113,000 of no credit check lines of credit. Now moving along. So, if you got, your family members here, these are your family members, these are your partners, these are your kids, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now they all got LLCs, right? Right? All of their personal credit scores is on point, right? All their paydex scores, right? Paydex scores is on point because we build out their credit portfolio for their business the right way. So now their paydex score is on point, right? So now they got a 90 paydex score, right? Their credit scores is anywhere from a 680 to a 750, right? Personal credit, paydex score, right? And their LLC is built out properly by making sure that they're in business compliance, right? Now, they got the LLCs. We build out their personal credit with using no credit check companies. Now, number 4, let's get to it. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Now, this is going to blow you guys' mind. I don't want you guys to go crazy, but I got to give it to you because this is how the game is being played. We have a trust. We have our family and business partners inside the trust if we choose to, right? We have our friends, family, our wives, our kids, whatever case may be. Whatever way you want to structure it, but just follow the game plan, right? Boom. Everyone that's inside that trust, we all have LLCs with us attached to it. Make sure you get anywhere from 5 to 7 LLCs, attach everyone to those LLCs. Number 3, we want to make sure that the personal credit score is built out to 113,000. We want to make sure that everyone's credit score is anywhere from a 680 to a 750. We want to make sure that everyone's business paydex score is up to an 80 to a 90 paydex score. Okay? Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Number 4, how, right? Number 4, how do we change our credit into cash? This is very important. Now we have the LLCs, right? And we have our personal credit scores, right? Where it needs to be. Once again, 90 paydex score, 80 paydex score. These are really high scores to have on a business level to get lendable. Anywhere from a 680 to a 750. Now we're lendable, right? We're lendable. Now, how do we take this credit score and turn it into cash, right? Now we're going to do this. Give me 1 second, guys. Now we're going to do this right here. Let me just erase this, but you guys, if you haven't written this down, make sure you will wind this and write it down. If you are joining right now and you didn't even get the first half of it, it's okay. Just follow along. Once this video drop, we're gonna do a replay, and you guys can go over again. You guys can even download it. You guys can share it, right, with your family members and have like a whole watch party. And then number 2, you guys also can catch this video, this live training on YouTube. Sorry about that. I'm a little tired. You guys can go over to the YouTube page and also catch the replay, right, and go over this thoroughly to really understand and dissect, like, okay, this guy is really giving us a lot of game to go into 2000 or to end 2020 on a good start and then roll into 2021 on top. Because like I said, all this stuff only takes 30 days to set up. I don't care what anyone tells you. It takes 30 days to set up this structure. It does not take longer than that. Take the time and set this up. All right, moving along. Let's get off that. Now I'm going to show you how to take this credit score for your business and for your personal and turn it into cash, right? So let's get to it. So once again, now you have the trust, right? You have your personal credit on point, and you have your business credit, personal credit on point. Let me just put that there because it's very important that you have your business credit on point, right? You have your trust, plus 6 LLCs, right? You can start with 1, 2, 3, don't matter. I just want to give you guys the structure. Hold on. All right. So now you got your trust. You got 6 people into your trust. You got your business partner into the trust. Only put trust, right? That's a key word. Do not put anyone in this trust that you do not mess with. Don't do it. Make sure whoever you put in this trust, you fuck with 100%. They got the same blood running through their body, or you vouch for them just the same. Okay, so now in your trust, let's say you got 6 individual people in there. Cool. Now you have 6 LLCs plus 5 times 6, right? Cool. You got your personal credit score on point for all 5 people, right? So each 5 people that's attached here, their credit score is anywhere from a 680 to a 750, right? Plus. So 5 family members, 5 people, right? Or even if it's whoever it is, even if it's 1 or 2 people, it works the same way. Now, your credit score is on point. Your business credit is anywhere from an 80 to a 90 payday score. I think maybe even like a 70, 75 is okay, right? So you guys can be lendable, right? So now you got your business credit on point. All right, so 1, you got your trust. 2, you got your LLC. 3, you got your personal credit, right? 4, you got your business credit on point. Now let's get into it. How do you change credit into cash? Now, if you say, hey Josh, I'm not gonna go the trust route, I'm not gonna go the LLC route, or I'm gonna go all of them, it's cool. These strategies can work individually without using all this stuff as well. So if you're a person who say, yo, listen, I got 20,000 on my credit card, I'm just trying to figure out how to cash out. You can use this technique too. You don't have to build everything out. This training is just to show people how to create wealth the right way, fundamentally, right? That's one, but also individually, right? So now you got credit. So remember, you got the good credit score, you got your good credit portfolio, you got your good business score, and you have a good business portfolio. That's how you become lendable. Now, like I said before, now you go to the bank, right? Because before this, the bank was looking at you crazy. Now the bank looking at you like money. Oh, they know what they're doing. They moving. The reason why they doing that is because of this. Your credit score is at a 680. Your credit score is at a 700, 720, 750, and then your personal score, personal credit, and then your business credit, right, is at a 775 payday score, 80, 90, right? Boom. That's the money. These are the money signs. These are the money scores, right? These are the money scores. These right here. These are the money scores that you want to be in. If you're not here, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You go get you go get a line of credit for your personal. Just by this credit portfolio built out the way it's built out, you can get anywhere from 10,000 on the low end to 20,000 on the low end. Max, anywhere from 100,000 plus. But I ain't trying to bust you guys' heads. So let's take bare minimum. You feel me? Let's say you go to the bank with your credit score lit, you get a line of credit for 10K. I know people who just come to this country and get a line of credit for 10K. This credit portfolio is going to help you get a line of credit for 10K personally. Now your business credit is fleet. You got a high credit score, and you're structured out the proper way. So yeah, they'll give you 50,000. They'll give you 100K. You feel me? Boom. Now you take that personal line of credit, right? Personal line of credit, PLC, personal line of credit. Then you take that business line of credit, right? BLC. Now this is what happens. You take that personal PLC, personal line of credit, and you take that BLC, personal business line of credit, right? And this is what happened. Now for an individual, which is one person, right? One person is sitting on 10K, right? And that's personal credit. This now in a business, they could be sitting on, let's say on the low end, 50K. To us, it's all the same pocket. That's $60,000, right? One person got this that you rocking with inside your trust, or your business into your business structure, right? That's 60K one person. Now they're gonna take this 60K and turn it into cash. They're gonna cash out. So before they get this line of credit, like the strategy I just told you, you're gonna go to the bank, right? The bank ain't coming to you. You're gonna go to the bank. Or they may beat you in the mail. They may send you a pre-approval. Don't fuck with it. So number one, you want to make sure you go to the bank. You talk your shit. My credit score lit. My business credit is lit. Boom. I want to get 0 interest. Like Josh told me, I want to get 18 months, no payment. Matter of fact, I want to push it 24 months, no payment. I pay you when I pay you. Right? B, I want to make sure that this bank and this credit card, I can do a balance transfer. Right? Sorry. Meaning, once I get this line of credit, I can cash out. Yo, do you guys do balance transfer? All right, cool. I want this card. Right? C, I want to make sure that this credit card that I'm using, right, allows me to add on authorized users, AUs. I want at least 5 to 10 slots. Now, like I said before, the reason why you want up to 5 to 10 slots, so now you put your family back on. Remember, there's 5 people here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Now I got an Amex card for 50 racks, right? But now I'm helping my family continue to build their credit. You catch that? That's how you play the game. You get on, your whole family get on. Your family get on, you get on. And you just keep digging into this cycle, because every time they have this AU authorized user, you should be adding 5 social security numbers to the people that you love. That's the reason why they give you access to this shit. They're not giving you access to authorized users just for you to not use it. They're giving it to you so you can help build your family credit. Your family credit, bro. Or the people you rock with the most. It's simple. So now I go to the bank and I'm sitting with them. Yeah, I need 0%. I need 18 months. I need to make sure this card has a balance transfer. I want to make sure that this card has up to 5 to 10 slots of authorized user account, because now my business portfolio is built out. Guess what? It's built out so good that I got $50,000 worth of line of credit. And every time I use it, I help to build up my family credit. And guess what? That LLC is getting stronger. Your personal credit is getting stronger. Your trust is getting stronger. Now we're going to talk about the money move. So remember, each person is getting 60K, bare minimum. Right? They're doing the balance transfer. Bare minimum, they're getting at least $30,000 on the balance transfer. Right? That's crazy. I didn't have to kill nobody for this. I didn't have to lie to nobody. I didn't have to put in X amount of hours. So on your balance transfer on the $60,000 line of credit, you're getting like 30K in your pocket to go make shit happen. Now times that by 5 or 6. Right? Now, I'm going to show you guys one key thing to this too. And a lot of people don't talk about this. So, like I said before, if you're individually doing this yourself, or with your girlfriend, or with your, your wife, your husband, or with your brother, sister, whatever the case may be, like let's say it was just 2 people. Remember, you don't have to create your LLC and attach people to it. You can create up to 6 LLC just by yourself, or with the person that you're going to do it with. You don't have to add other people to it. So that's number 1. So don't think you need 5 individuals. You don't. I'm just saying this. I'm just helping you guys understand how to build with your family. But if, like I said, if you want to do it individually, or if you're doing it with another partner, you guys can open up six LLCs, build out the LLCs like I just told you, build up your credit score, right, by using no credit check type companies, right? And then now your credit score is strong, your credit portfolio is strong, and you guys can use the same technique the same way. So it could be 5 individuals doing this, it could be 5 companies doing this, or this could be just you getting 5 lines of credit with these banks. Okay? All right, moving along. So now you got let's do the math here. I know there's a lot of information at once. I hope you guys like it. Drop some comments below if you can. Cool, let's move forward. Now boom, now you got 30K times 5. You had $150,000. Right? $150,000. And remember, this is real money that you guys can use right now. This ain't no, you get this money and you got to worry. No, you got 18 months to pay it off. Now, I just showed you guys a whole lot of information, and I showed you guys companies to go to and do this. I showed you guys real detailed information, so there's no way of being confused. Now, if you guys need help doing this, cool, call me. We'll help you guys set it up for free. Right? How do we get paid? We get paid on the back end once this line of credit gets slapped out. We normally take anywhere from 5 to 10% on the back end, or we'll probably be partners and we may do deals together. So it depends on what we're doing. Hey Josh, I want you to help me build a structure out so I can go into a real estate deal. Hey Josh, I want you to help me build out this structure so we can do some stocks and da-da-da. Whatever the case may be, even a cash flow business. Or you say, Josh, I just want you to help me with it and I don't want you to do nothing with me. I'm cool with that too. Like I said, my main goal is to help my community. It ain't about money, because I'm always going to make money, period. You feel me? That's what I do. I get up every day and I make money. Or I may chill, but I'm still on my grind and I'm doing what I got to do. So 1, we can partner with you. 2, we can help you guys, right? 3, like I said, our job here is just to impact the community as much as possible with free information, with high quality business information, high quality personal information that can change your life. Now let's get to it. Now I told you this is going to be about a $500,000 worth of free training tonight. So if you guys notice, we went from 113,000, right, with no credit check, lines of credit attached to your credit portfolio. We just went up another we went up to $50,000, $60,000 in between personal and business, right? Now we're showing you guys how to take your credit card and do a balance transfer into cash. So now you guys can do real estate investments, right? Or invest into asset producing, right? Assets that are producing income. I didn't say take the money and buy assets. Listen to what I'm saying. You want to buy producing assets, right? That's why farms are so important, because the land and the animals that's on that land are producing income, right? Or at least they're producing something that's valuable that can turn into income. I want to show you guys how to invest into producing assets that's going to help you guys make money on a monthly basis. Now let's get to it. Now you guys got $150,000, right? Amongst 5 people, or even amongst 5 companies that you probably just did by yourself without getting help from anyone. If you got people to help you, guess what? Now you guys are sitting on $150,000 cash, right? Now most people are like, yo, what the hell to do with this money? I'm going to show you guys the first thing you should do with $150,000 cash. Now the reason why I can say this is because I know what to do with money, period. Right? So money is only doing 2 things. I hope you guys write this down. Money does only 2 things. Right? Sorry. Money only does 2 things. Right? Number 1, it goes from you, right? Meaning you take this money that's in your pocket, I don't care what you're doing. If it's, buying groceries, buying real estate, buying stocks and commodity, I don't care what you're doing. Buying a purse, what it could be. The money goes. Right? That's 1. Second, money comes to you. That's just how it goes. Money leaves your pocket, money comes back to your pocket. That's just the rule of money. Now, unless you're not working for it, unless there's some weird, situation, but in America, even if you're disabled, you still get a check. You feel me? Coronavirus is down, we still getting checks. So, even though America is not perfect, they still have certain things put in place that we get money. So I don't care what you're doing, even if it's $5, $10, $20 to $1,000, guess what? You have the same opportunity as someone who has $150,000. Because it's not about the money, it's about what you do with the money. It's so important. Like I said, I know what to do with money now. I didn't know before. I had a good idea, but now I know for sure what to do with money. So let's talk about it. Hope you guys got that. I'm going to erase this real quick and go into the next part. All right, so now you guys have $150,000, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who got, credit cards for $1,000. So there's no reason why you shouldn't believe that you should be able to get a credit card $150,000 or $30,000. People are doing this shit every day. It's just the fact that I showed you guys the techniques, which is so important. So I hope you guys don't take, I hope you guys don't take notice to it. It's very important to partner with companies that require no credit check, that give you lines of credit. Okay. Now I didn't say it doesn't require no money. I said it doesn't require a credit check, which is important. All right, let's get to it. So now you have $150,000 cash. There's 4 asset classes, right? 4 asset classes, right? Now, I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to bring all of them to one place so it just makes sense. Now, when we're talking about, assets, we're talking about things that actually you can buy into that's going to gain some type of value, right? So when we're talking about asset classes, that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about things, let's not say things, but financial instruments, right? That has value, right? That's number one. So we want you guys to invest in financial instruments that has value. Now, a very key thing that that's very important before I go into the next part, and it's a quick thing. I don't want to go too crazy. Let me just grab a sip of something to drink real quick. I've been talking for a long time. Now, there's 4 asset classes, but there's really more than that. There's a lot of different asset classes. But like I said, I'm going to teach you guys. I'm going to make all the big shit simple. We always say that. So there's 4 asset classes I want you guys to invest your hard-earned money into, right? And financial, the classes, I just want you guys to keep it simple. I want you guys to understand that there's, these are financial instruments that has value. That's it. Don't go crazy about it. So these are businesses. These are materials. These are stocks. These are commodities. These are bonds and all kind of things like this. But a lot of people are like, yo, I know what that means, or I don't know what it means, or I know what it means and I'm good. That's bullshit. Because if you really knew what $150,000 really means in the stock market, you'd be like, oh shit. If you really knew what $150,000 means to go buy properties, you'll be like, oh shit. If you really knew what $150,000 meant in your business, you'll be like, oh shit. All right? So, spare me. Sit back, take notes, and enjoy the motherfucking ride. Let's go. We're going to take $150,000. We're going to invest into 4 asset classes. Like I said, asset classes, to keep it simple, how I'm going to kick it to you guys, these are financial instruments that has value, right? So number 2. Matter of fact, no, let's not even go number 2, right? Let's talk about stocks, right? We're talking about index. We're talking about ETFs, right? We're talking about cash flowing businesses, right? Especially when we're talking about COVID-19, we want to talk about essential businesses, right? Essential businesses. Very important, right? We're also talking about real estate. Now, the reason why, and also I want to talk about media content. I want to talk about license property, right? I also want to talk about private labeling products as well. Okay. Commodities, right? A lot of people don't talk about commodities enough. Bonds, right? We got stocks, bonds, mutual funds, right? These are things we don't talk about, and guess what? Tonight, all this, not to be funny, because this is my show, all this shit don't matter. All this stuff sounds good. But if you notice, the first thing I said, I want you guys to understand how to invest in asset classes, right? These are all financial instruments that has value, right? or potentially will have value in the long run, whatever the case may be. But I remember a couple months ago, or a couple weeks maybe ago, like where Warren Buffett was so against gold, he wanted buying some gold. He was so against this and that, but he wanted doing it because you can't never not fall into some of these instruments. You're gonna want to fall into it because just because something has a high, something else might have a low, something may come back, and then guess what? You never know. All right, so just chill, take a ride with me real quick. So there's 4 asset classes, right? Real estate, stocks, commodity, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, right? Private label, licensing products, affiliation, all this stuff. But if you know the rule of money and the definition of money, right? Which I want you guys to do some homework on and look up the definition of what the word money actually means. But long story short, and make a long story short, how we want to kick it to you guys on the Josh Harden live show is that money is the exchange, right, of product, goods, and services, right? So long as you have a product, you have goods, and you have services, you're always going to be able to capitalize and gain money, right? That's what the whole world is based on. So don't get it twisted. You know, especially here in the U.S., it's all about products. It's all about services. It's all about goods, right? If you don't have these things in your belt, you will not make money, right? So in the simplest form, I can tell anybody, you want to get a product, you want to get a service, and you want to get some goods. That's it. It's very simple. So all these little, ideas of these financial instruments, that's all they are. They're products, they're services, they're goods. They just got fancy fucking names for them. So let's not get it twisted. Stocks. Go learn about stocks. It's very simple. Go learn about ETFs. It's very simple. Just go take the time and do it and find the right person that can teach you it. Tomorrow, I may go into stocks and commodities and bonds, but that's why you should follow the show because I go through everything. This show is so complex because our lives are so complex. Okay? I don't want no one to get it twisted. When you're here on the Josh Harkness show, I've been through what you've been through already, in most cases. And if I haven't been through it, by the graces of God. But when it comes down to business, when it comes down to financial, when it comes down to, just regular, life challenges, I've been through them. And I've probably been through things that you haven't been through. But when it comes down to what we're talking about, when we're talking about credit, when we're talking about business, when we're talking about building legacy, when we're talking about marketing, when we're talking about branding, when we're talking about scaling, the reason why I don't do certain things and flash money and da-da-da-da, that's not my style. I can do it. It's cool. It's enticing. But it's not that's not what people need. People need real information. That's why our show is based on real information, based on real results in real time. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to me. The phone number is 718-500-8705. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Josh, I need help with this. Don't be scared to say I need help with this. Don't try to go run the other way. Yo, I need help with this. Break this down for me. Blah, blah, blah. I got 2, 3, 4 people that call me on a daily basis, and you probably would never know about it. But guess what? Their business is moving forward. Okay? Their lives are changing. People are getting money. People are using this information to change their lives. So don't get it twisted. Just because I talk here every day, don't mean people aren't taking this and calling me and making shit happen for themselves. We getting thousands of views, and we only been on for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks so far. We got a lot of views. If you guys haven't seen numbers in the back end, we got over 90,000 views. Let's not get it twisted. I don't talk about it because it's not important. Only thing that's important that you guys impact, you guys get the information, you guys take action. That's the only thing that really matters. Now let's continue getting to it. So once again, stocks, commodity, bonds, real estate, ETF, cash flowing businesses, private label products, licensing, all this stuff. I want to touch base on something else. Master P came out with a line similar to Uncle or Angie Mama, whatever. But you guys got to get the idea of what he did. Remember, Master P don't got no farms. Master P don't own cardboard. Master P don't own those designs, right? Or he may. But he had to partner with a company that can license him to do these things. He had to partner with a supply company to help him get rice. You feel what I'm saying? All these things are we can access, but we have to know about them. You feel me? Just like this blazer. This blazer is made by someone. I didn't make the blazer. I purchased the blazer. Like I told you before, either money goes or money comes to you. For everything that I cannot physically make or buy, I'm going to purchase it. I don't care what the fuck it is. I don't make coffee. I don't make cell phones and laptops and headphones and lights and a board. I don't make this stuff. I have to go out and go purchase it. But guess what? The person who say, you know what, I'm going to make a board. For the person who said, I'm going to make a webcam. For the person who said, I'm going to make coffee. For the person who said, I'm going to supply coffee. I'm going to supply a board, right? I'm going to do the middleman approach to it. Guess what? They're still making money. Because someone like me and you, we don't make this shit. So we still got to go buy it. So don't be foolish. Understand, a product and service and goods, you gotta get it in your portfolio. You gotta understand that these things, you just have to understand what people want, what people need, and what people have a desire for, and then be there and facilitate that for them. All right, let's get to it. So, like I said, these are 4 asset classes. I gave you all the asset classes. The only thing we didn't talk about is options, and we didn't talk about like futures. But if you guys have $150,000, those are the things that you guys want to invest into, right? Now I'm going to give you guys some key things to some key takeaways. Now, if you have $150,000, clearly you want to reinvest it in a thing that actually got you there, right? And number 2, you do not want to use your $150,000 cash in something that's not going to give you a return. So if you have $150,000 cash, make sure your money gets a return, right? Which is ROI, return of money. Sorry, return of interest, right? So if I lend this money, right? So a good thing to do when you guys have this money is lend. Number 2 is ROI, right? Return of investment in investments, right? And the other one is cash flowing businesses, right? So you can lend money, right, at a rate of 15 to 30% if you want to loan shark it, right? If you guys want, if you guys do a rate of return or rate of interest, obviously that's like stocks and so on, right? And if you guys want to use investments, it could be stocks, right? And I like to say like physical investments, right? Physical investments like real estate, right? It could be other things too, like taking over businesses too. But that's when we got cash flowing businesses, right? So we got cash flowing businesses, and another one is going to be franchises. Sorry about that, right? So franchises. You guys also want to invest in franchises, right? That's another game player. So when you guys get this $150,000, you should not use it until you do the key things. 1, make sure you get a return on your money. I'm not talking about think you're going to get a return. Know you're going to get a return. Because that $150,000, even though it's cash, you still have to pay that back to the bank. We just show you how to turn the credit into cash. But once you get the cash, you want to know what kind of play you want to do before you use it, right? You want to know everything about that money instrument in order to pay it back. And not only that, make a rate of return so you guys can stuff that money back in your pocket. Once again, thank you for joining the Josh Harkness Show. I know you guys enjoy that information because I did. I love teaching that. That's like such a powerful lesson. Like I said, if you guys did the math, that $150,000, you just times that by 5, and now you're sitting on about $500,000 between yourself, your partners, your investors, and whatever the case may be. This is how you raise capital. This is how you get your family together on point. This is how you raise those babies the right way, to have a trust fund. They're attached to cash flow businesses, real estate investments, stocks, commodities, the works. Okay, this is your boy Josh. Thank you for joining me at the Josh Harkness Live Show. If you guys have any questions, please catch me on Facebook, DM me, send me a message. Wake me at 5 o'clock in the morning. Tell me how such a great job that we did. Other than that, I love criticism. criticism, you're the boy Ty right now, right? But if you guys have any good feedback, not criticism, because that's just some hating shit. But if you guys some feedback for me, please please give it to me. If you guys haven't joined the Josh Harkness Show on YouTube, please do so. I want you guys to take a look at the full playlist, right? The full playlist is gonna give you guys everything. So this one show I give you a $500,000 free training tonight, by the way, right? So if you were talking about, yo, I want to start a business, I want to do this and do that. Guess what? This showed you how to get $500,000. I don't have $500,000. I just show you how to do it because I'm on my way just there too. So don't get it twisted. I'm on the way there too. But I just gave you the blueprint so we can get there. And if you get to $500,000, I hope you're smart enough. Like I said before, always use the techniques that got you to $150,000 to a $500,000 and just times it by 10, times it by 20, and just keep going. And then you'll watch your money keep growing, right? So like I said, thank you for joining me here at the Josh Harkness Live Show. I hope that lesson plan, definitely, knock your socks off. Please, please, please take a look at the replay. Cause I know it's so much information. There's so much information. I know it was. And also I had to erase a couple of things because the board is a little small. Didn't have that much room. So please go back to the replay. Make sure you share it. Make sure you like it, right? Make sure you guys go over to the YouTube page, right? And if you guys have any questions, please hit me up directly or DM me if you guys want. That phone number is 718-500-8705. If you guys join the Josh Harkness Show, Josh Harkness Live Show on YouTube, you guys are automatically entered to win a anywhere from $400 all the way up to $5,000. We will take that and disperse that across any company that you want. Obviously, there's a conversation, but you guys will have access to use that money to help you build out your situation. So if you guys want to use that money for your credit, you want to use it for your marketing, you want to use it for your branding, you want us to set up your brand from A to Z, whatever the case may be, whatever amount you have, you guys can put that to any one of our companies and get free services by using that credit as cash with us. Okay. Other than that, like I said, enjoy your night. That's number one. Tomorrow it will be a brighter day. You guys got some real information that's life-changing, right? Now, one thing I know, a lot of people will look at this show and then don't take action. And something that my sister said today too was like accountability coaches, right? The reason why I come on this show or do this show every from Monday through Friday at the same time, because that is accountability. Okay, if you guys didn't catch that. So every time this show go live, if you're not, interacting and asking questions and booking your one-on-ones, remember, that 71800 number, 718-500-8705, you guys get unlimited access to me. Call me, right? Call me, because those free consultations you may think is generic and it's just something that people say. But if you don't pick up that phone and call me and sit down for 30 minutes to a 40-minute call about your business or your current situation, you guys will never know how valuable that is, because you could be going one way and just a conversation for 30-40 minutes, bro, you'll be up on 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, or you'll be getting followers, or you'll be getting your business popping and pointing out the right direction. Sometimes I can sit down with a person for 10 minutes and they be like, boom, you feel me? Like they'll be like going and you be like, God damn, like, so don't underestimate the access that I'm giving you guys. That 718 number is very valuable, because now you have access to not only someone who did it, someone who's teaching it, and someone who's actively doing it. And like I said, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but we moving, we're active. We're not just standing here telling you guys, da da da. Just the other day, I'm running one of my cash flowing businesses. I got a carpet cleaning job, right? Just the other day, we got someone booked out for another carpet cleaning job, right? We got our cleaning business, trying to get back on this ground. We got people coming in and booking things, and we're opening up, hopefully, a franchise in Atlanta. So I don't want anyone to think like, okay, well, Josh is doing it just to make money off me. If you guys realize, the phone call is free. The training I just gave you for free, right? The YouTube page and that playlist is for free. All the companies that I just listed for free. The 609 form to help you fix your credit, that's for free. The 30 to 40 minute free consultation, that's for free, right? If you guys join the 3-day online workshop, that's for free. So you guys have to understand, I'm gonna give you guys 3 days a workshop that's gonna be life changing. I know it is, because it's been life changing for me, and just the things that I've been through has been life changing by just understanding and applying the information that I've been researching on, that I put into action, and the results. The result stands for itself. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining the Josh Harkness Show. If this was your first time, please join us back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Sometime about 8:15, 8:20, depending on if you got like little difficulties sometimes on the tech side. But other than that, every day at 8 o'clock, we going live. We give you guys some great some information. And worst case scenario, like I said, if you guys miss a show or you come in between, you were like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Go to YouTube and go to the playlist. Not only that, if you guys are just on Facebook, you don't go to YouTube. Go into Facebook, go into Josh Harkness Live Show or Josh Harkness Facebook page. You guys can scroll down and see all the live videos that we've done so far. And that's where you guys can catch up and get this good game. Other than that, it's been real. Guys, have a great night. When you guys get a chance, just like I said, check in tomorrow and we'll hook you guys up. Have a good night.